All right, without further ado, we head out to the phones and say good evening to our guest, Adam Carolla. Thanks for coming on tonight, Adam.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. My apologies.
Hey, no worries at all. We were just having a really deep conversation earlier. Hungus and I are two big guys, and we've been working out at the local park here. Problem is, it's infested with geese and what they leave on the at the park. And
sure, all those empty beer bottles.
That's right.
No, yeah, fecal matter.
Yeah.
Right.
How do the geese get a pass so much? I don't get that.
Yeah, you mean geese crap.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because there's certain animals that you're really familiar with their fecal matter, like horses and dogs.
Yeah.
And then there's squirrels.
Never seen it.
I would argue I've seen more squirrels in my life than even dogs or horses, but I've never seen one defecate.
No.
I mean, have you ever seen a squirrel or had any instance where you're like, hey, watch your step there, buddy?
No, never.
Crap there.
Never. Well, I was doing push-ups in the park today, and the trainer's like, no, get down, Renaud. Get down and start doing push-ups. I'm like, no, there's goose poop everywhere. And so I'm like trying to find a place where I can plant my fat ass and start doing push-ups, and finally found it. But it's just, and then there's one little poop about 6 inches from my face. As I'm going down on the push-up, I'm going, oh, wow, that goose eats a lot of grass, 2 and 3.
You should get a little more fiber.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the obesity problem that we're having, because everyone always tries to point their finger at the fast food industry. But maybe it's the goose poop problem.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a very real problem. That in L.A. is we're knee deep in goose poop out here.
Well, you can't go anywhere in this damn park, City Park in Denver. It's infested with geese, and then it's 55 degrees. So why don't they get the hell out of town and go to Mexico?
They're mean too, aren't they?
Yeah,
They'll come after you if you get too close to them.
I had a goose go after a finger once when I was a kid. I mean, I was scorned from an early age, and you don't get a second chance with me.
Yeah,
if you're a goose.
Yeah, and there's nothing to do, and people don't realize, and then they should. Birds don't like us.
No,
they never have, never will. Like even the people that are bird people, the birds they have don't like them. When they reach into their cage, they try to bite them.
No, now
that's after owning them for 12 years.
Isn't there technically a name for a fear of like birds or flightless birds or?
Yeah, there must be some.
I don't know.
A goosophobic or something.
Yeah, I guess.
But the point is no birds like. I'm just saying they crap on your car.
Yeah.
They crap in the park. If you get too close to the edge of the lake, they'll charge you with their snout, their bill. They're not friendly. We make a lot of cartoons about them. We try to pretend like, look, they fly in that V formation. They must be okay. But the bottom line is they'd kill every one of us if they could.
Exactly. Adam Carolla joining Elephants in the Room tonight on Mile High Sports. I'm Renaud Notaro. He is Karl Hungus.
We're both longtime devotees, a longtime Loveline fan.
Oh, well, then you must know about my plan then for attack crows.
No.
I'm all over the attack crow thing. If we can train dogs, we can ready crows to work for us for a change instead of working against us. Adam can elaborate on that as good as anybody.
Yeah, the first thing you need to know about crows, and then I'm just going to do like 20 more minutes on birds, and then we can move on.
We'll bump all that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
You can stick around for another segment, of course, right?
Mean and they're smart. They're very smart. They've done testing with crows where they set up like vending machines and they can figure out how to work them. And, when a crow gets a walnut and it can't get into it, it'll drop it in the street, let a car run over it, and then collect the walnut. It will. Like, they're really smart, and they're really mean and vindictive. Like, if you go out and mess with crows, you can't walk in and out of that building anymore. Crows will mess with you. It happens to people who the people who study crows have to wear masks so the crows don't recognize them when they're pulling their little crow babies out of the nest and stuff because they'll get packed for the next 20 years in and out of the building. So that I say we get, instead of the police dogs, we get the attack crows set up, and then the next. By the way, if there's a guy with a knife and he's standing in the street and he's swinging it around, going, "Come on, come on," the dog's going to get stabbed. Imagine a bunch of crows coming at the guy's head. He's got to drop that machete and just run. And if you wanted to break up one of these, Occupy Wall Street things, release the crows. Don't worry about the rubber bullets and the tear gas and the stuff and the lawsuits with the canisters flying around. Everything. Just crows. Any kind of standoff, crows.
Easily enough, yeah. We're certainly not going to have attack geese. They're useless.
No, they can't get off the ground. They're mired in their own crap.
Yeah, attack penguins. Hey, Adam, we got to ask you about this whole Penn State Jerry Sandusky thing. And last night, watching that interview, I mean, the moment he said, I was showering with boys, and I was like, that's it. That's it. It's done. You need to be castrated and tortured.
Well, not only that, but it was the same thing like when Michael Jackson was talking about just inviting kids over and having a slumber party with them and sleeping in the bed with them and watching Disney movies and cuddling and a little playful touching. But it's like, at that point, I'm thinking, if you're not sexually involved with these kids, it's worse. If what you're saying is true, you just like to shower with 9-year-olds, you're worse off than a true pedophile to me.
Yeah,
that's sicker. I at least can wrap my mind around pedophilia. I don't endorse it, but I understand it exists.
Yeah.
You just want to have slumber parties with 9-year-olds when you're 43. That I can't figure out.
Yeah, he's giving a bad name to 40-something guys like me who like to pass out candy in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying at this point, if you're just going to get to the point where, I like to shower with them and wrestle with strange kids and all, at that point, I'd rather you just be inappropriately sexual with them, so at least I could know who you are.
Yeah.
Because this is way more confusing than that.
Well, in this whole situation at Penn State, when's it going to go? And, you being a comic, American genius, as you always are, we always say, when does it go from tragic to funny? For example, Penn State has this famous ice cream parlor in town where Peachy Paterno is one of their big flavors.
It's about to.
But, of course, they have Jerry Sandusky has a flavor, and, of course, it's banana flavored.
Really?
Yes. I mean, when can we step back and start making fun of this whole situation?
It's tough because we don't have much to make fun of anymore. Most all ethnicities are off the table. You can't even, believe me, I know, you can't even get into Chaz Bono anymore without getting an angry worded letter from GLAAD.
Can you make fun of Icelandic people?
That's all.
Next.
There's that, and there's fat people. We still got fat people.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Tread lightly, though.
Let's not ruin that.
My sister even makes fun of me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you still got fat people. That always, because there's an implication of, well, he did it to himself, whereas black, he didn't have a choice.
yeah.
But the Sandusky thing is totally insane, and I was saying yesterday on my podcast, actually, the only way to really work, I mean, I know this sounds bizarre, but Bob Costas, imagine what Costas looked like when Bob Costas was 18 years of age. He probably looked like an 11-year-old.
Well, he was a little fat
God
kid.
knows he's 59 now, and he looks like he's 22, right?
Yeah.
So when Costas was 18, he probably looked like he was 11, and I'm just saying these guys are going to have to step up and take one for the team. They're going to have to take guys that are of age and get these guys away from children. We're going to round up. Like that magazine. Those don't they have 18 and barely legal or whatever.
Yeah,
they have those magazines, a bunch of 18-year-old chicks who look like they're 15.
Yeah, NAMBLA Weekly or whatever.
But they're technically 18 years of age.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Bob Costas at 18 would have done just fine by Sandusky. I'm saying. I don't have a time machine, fellas. I don't have a crystal ball or a time machine. But I'm saying I think it's a civic duty for all 18 and over dudes who look like they're 13 to get the heat off these guys. And obviously, this guy's, I mean, look, I know you have to say allegedly in front of whatever, but I like that point when Costas said to him, geez, for a guy who didn't do anything wrong, you sure got a lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying you did. And he was like, yeah.
Well, I've talked to comics and have been told by comics that nothing's off limits. I mean, you have to be able to poke fun at everything.
Well, you do, except for somebody hears it, and then somebody gets PO'd, and
Yeah.
then somebody demands an apology, and then someone says, we're talking to your sponsors, and,
Yeah.
you know, there you go.
Well,
You can say whatever you want, but then believe me, everyone's got a you know, a camera or phone with a camera in it now, and they're all recording everything.
listen to the podcast today. It sounds like you chose UFC on Fox over the Manny Pacquiao fight. So, question would be: is it worse to, go through this whole long, drawn-out thing they did on UFC to get a 1-minute knockout, or have this great fight that ends up with a clearly disputed decision? Being the fight fan that you are.
I should have taken hindsight. Again, what I said, I don't have a crystal ball.
Crystal brain, though.
Or a crystal brain. But actually, it was exciting 51 seconds, And by the way, it lasted 1 minute and 4 seconds, but 7 of those seconds the guy was on the ground.
Yeah.
Junior Del Santo hit, what the hell's his name?
Cain Velasquez. I had another question about...
Well, I want to say this about Cain Velasquez. I rewatched the fight last night because I just stumbled across it.
Yeah.
And Cain Velasquez has a huge tattoo across his chest that says Brown Pride. And I thought, first off, I'm not sure white guys can get away with that.
No.
Number one. Number two, it's interesting that you have a thing that says Brown Pride on your chest because you're face down getting the crap beat out of you. So what? And he has like the Virgin Guadalupe on his hip. So I don't know how that's helping you, but here's the thing: anyone who puts a thing that says whatever pride on their chest, I want to see him face down on the canvas getting the crap beat out of him.
Here's how I knew it was over for Cain Velasquez. Junior Dos Santos, as the challenger, comes out first, comes out to the Rocky theme. Gonna fly now. It's like, all right, that's something to get you hyped up in any language. Sure. Cain Velasquez comes out to the dreaded ranchero music. Right then and there, I was like, this guy's about to get whooped up. Who can get hyped up listening to ranchero music? I don't care how brown you are.
Beer. I think I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, no, there's nothing to do to ranchero music except for just to spread out and call it a day. Yeah, that's the whole point. I don't like. And I know everyone in the audience. I really don't like that part where everyone's in the audience going, "That guy's one of us. We got to root for him. That guy's, I'm Brazilian. I got to root for this guy. I'm Mexican. I root for that guy." That's not. People call that pride, but again, what if it just said white pride on the guy's chest? So good. It said brown pride, and now you got knocked out. So fantastic.
Hey, Adam, you'll be here in Denver coming up December 4th at the Paramount Theatre.
Yes.
Tickethorse.com is where people can get tickets. Have you started working on your 1001 things you're thankful for in your life?
Yeah.
Your list?
Yeah. I've actually exceeded that, and I have to whittle it down a little bit.
Well, it is Adam Carolla Hates the Holidays. I figured you'd be a guy where about the holidays the good outweighs the bad. What do you hate about the holidays so much?
You know what? That's it's a mislabeled comedy tour. I enjoy the holidays. I just don't. I'm a little miserable now that I have kids because it's all about them. Where it used to be about me. It's all about them, and I got to unpack their toys, and their toys are tied in with baling wire and shrink wrap. And then I can't figure out, the little hatch on the bottom of the toy where you put the batteries?
Yeah.
Half of them just have a little clip you flip, and the other have that micro Phillips head screwdriver.
Yeah.
And they won't decide which one is which, and they'll never provide that screwdriver. Like when you buy an entertainment unit from IKEA, they give you an Allen wrench. But when you get a toy that has that little micro screwdriver, they won't give it to you.
Nope.
And so your kid's screaming at you, why isn't the dinosaur moving? And like you're screaming, I'm going to stab you with a steak knife. You don't shut up. Daddy doesn't have a micro Phillips head screwdriver. And that's my beef.
Hey, Adam, we really appreciate your time. We wish we could have you for another segment, but we look forward to seeing you when you're in town.
I look forward to seeing you guys when I'm in Denver.
All right.
We'll be there.